My name's Ethan, and I don't care who doubts me, the clowns are out there. I know because my friends and I nearly died at their hands. People think the clown craze started with that It movie, and sure, there were some publicity stunts around 2016, but the studio swore they weren't behind the real chaos. Even if they were, that's just a sliver of the truth. This thing goes back decades, maybe centuries. I've dug up evidence suggesting it's been happening since at least the 1500s. My research, mostly from dusty occult bookshops and old libraries, points to a shadowy group, a cult, tied to these sightings and their twisted crimes. Online, you won't find much, and what's there often vanishes. I've seen it happen. I'll find a pre-1980s report of a clown incident, try to share it, and poof, the page is gone or the site crashes. It's happened 6 times now. Someone, or something, is scrubbing the history of these clowns, especially anything before the 60s. It's like they don't want the truth out there. I never thought I'd be an expert in what I call jester lore, but after what happened in 2017, it's consumed me. Back then, I lived in Fish Creek, a tiny town on Lake Michigan's shore, about an hour from Green Bay, Wisconsin. My friends, Jake, Liam, and I, were typical teens. We went to school, fished at Peninsula State Park, and messed around on the lake. We played Fortnite, tried out for basketball, and struck out with girls regularly. But in late September 2017, Fish Creek started buzzing with clown sightings. Green Bay had its share in 2016, tied to some film stunt, but our town stayed quiet until a year later. It was odd, given the national hype had died down. Jake heard about it first from a kid in math class and told me during lunch. I caught whispers but thought it was nonsense until he confirmed it. Liam, who was homeschooled, didn't know until we filled him in on Discord that night. There were reports of clowns lurking near Eagle Bluff Lighthouse and in the woods by Clark Lake. 2 sightings described different outfits, one in red and green, another in black and white. Most folks in town figured it was one prankster swapping costumes, and we did too, half joking they were lunatics. Then the reports grew darker. Mrs. Larson, the kindest woman you'd ever meet, filed a police report saying she saw 3 clowns by her fence near the park, whispering and chuckling. A few days later, her cat vanished. Other pets went missing too. Then a tourist at the lighthouse claimed a group of clowns surrounded their RV, banging on the door with sticks. They sped off when one pulled a hatchet. Our small police force took it seriously. Fish Creek's crime rate is basically 0, so this was wild. They patrolled the lighthouse and woods but found nothing. I heard a rumor they chased someone into the trees but lost them. I can't confirm it, but knowing Officer Daniels, he'd have shot first and asked questions later. By October, sightings spiked as Halloween neared. People hoped it was a prank, but then Mr. Thompson got chased into the gas station by a clown wielding a crowbar. The town set a 7 p.m. curfew, and there was talk of canceling trick-or-treating, which pissed off the kids. My story starts on October 20th, 2017. Jake, Liam, and I decided to hit a ropes course near Liam's place on Bayshore Drive. It was a 15-minute hike through the woods, a tourist spot we loved because it was cheap and had a snack shack. With all the clown talk, it might seem dumb, but the sightings were mostly downtown, and we'd done this hike a million times. We knew the trail like our own backyards, which probably saved us. Liam's mom made us lunch that day. Her grilled cheese was unreal, and yeah, I had a crush on her. After eating, we headed out through Liam's backyard. Jake always led, being the one who found the route and a total pathfinder. We started at this massive oak we called our marker tree, its golden leaves carpeting the ground in fall. It was where Liam's dad, a carpenter, built a tree fort we used as kids. It collapsed years ago, but we'd salvaged the wood for a storage box, holding hiking sticks we'd carved into cool shapes. They made us feel like wizards on the trail. We moved fast that day, reaching a huge boulder marking the halfway point to the rose course. It was taller than us, half swallowed by a maple tree, a perfect spot to chill. Jake, buzzing with energy, climbed on top while Liam and I sat below, talking about school, a new girl on Liam's block who was into soccer and random stuff. 5 minutes in, we heard a rustling behind the boulder. We froze, listening. Then came a laugh, deep, male, and loud as hell. Clowns didn't cross my mind. I was just other teens, maybe with girls. Liam and I circled the rock, but no one was there. The laughter came again, from the trees to the east, clear as day. It sent chills down my spine. I yanked Liam back, telling Jake to get down, but he just stared toward the sound. The laughing faded deeper into the woods until it stopped. Jake looked rattled, and I muttered what we were all thinking, damn clowns. I'll pause here to share some research I've done since. I'm deep into jester lore now, from circus history to the creepy occult stuff. I'm not knocking regular clowns. Most are just entertainers. But there's a darker side. I found a book, Umbra Ludus, Shadow Play, in a library I won't name to keep it safe. I'm photographing it slowly with my phone. It describes rituals where people paint their faces, dress in motley, and taunt others while being taunted. It mentions Risus Umbri, laughter from shadows, like a forest or dark alley, signaling the arrival of something called scurra. The word means jester, in Latin, tied to an older term for a mocking companion or trickster. I don't know if it's a name or a thing, but it feels connected to what we heard. We lingered at the boulder, half expecting the laughter to return. It didn't. Jake was on edge, but Liam and I wanted to get to the ropes course, so we nudged him along. The rest of the hike was quiet, and we didn't talk much. At the course, we paid, took our time climbing, and stalled at the snack shack for sodas, avoiding the trek back. I flirted with the cashier, as usual, and got shut down, as usual. Eventually, we had to head back. I considered the road, but it was a busy highway, not safe for walking. We didn't admit it, but we were all spooked, pretending everything was fine. Back at the boulder, Jake cursed loudly. I looked up and nearly screamed. The rock's back was smeared with fresh blood and 3 clean animal skulls. A dog, a cat, and maybe a raccoon sat on top. I thought of Mrs. Larson's missing cat. Jake scanned the trees, expecting an ambush. Liam fumbled for his phone to call his boss. I just stared, mind racing. Had we missed this earlier? No way. Someone set this up while we were gone, meaning they wanted us to see it. Then laughter, high and mocking, came from the other side, blocking our path to Liam's house. I gripped my stick heartbeat as Jake yelled for whoever it was to show themselves. A figure stepped out, dressed in garish red, yellow, and black clown gear, with a grinning mask, green eye paint, and spiky orange hair. Their gloves were stained dark, probably blood. Jake shouted something, but Liam's screams drowned it out, calling for help. Another clown appeared behind us, mimicking Liam's panic with raised hands. I stepped in front of Liam, shaking but determined not to let them touch him. The second clown, a guy, lunged at me and I flinched but held my ground. His eyes, visible through the mask, were wild, bloodshot, like he was on something. Jake yelled for them to back off, but they just laughed. I counted 2 clowns, 3 of us. We could take them. Then a third stepped from the trees, a woman in tattered clown clothes, her mask a creepy mix of burlap and paint. She was holding a boy, maybe 8, in a dirty jacket and jeans, terrified and sobbing. My heart stopped. I grew up in that moment, my only thought to save him. Liam yelled, "Tommy!" He knew the kid, maybe a neighbor. The boy tried to run, but the woman held him tight. Jake demanded they let him go. The woman's voice was eerily cheerful, saying they wouldn't hurt the boy, we would, unless one of us took his place. She pulled a curved knife. The guy near Jake brandished a wrench, and the one by me waved a rusty cleaver. I was ready to take a hit if it meant saving the kid, but Jake acted first. He hurled his stick like a javelin, hitting the woman square in the chest. She stumbled back. Jake shouted for Liam to grab the boy. The clown near me grabbed Liam's jacket, raising the cleaver. I swung my stick, missing his head but making him let go. Liam scooped up Tommy and sprinted past the boulder. The clown came at me, giggling and slashing. I backed up, jabbing my stick, terrified. His eyes screamed murder. He nicked my arm, and I tripped over a root, snapping my stick and bruising my side. He pounced, grabbing my throat, waving the cleaver. "Laugh with me," he hissed. "If you don't laugh, we kill you. It's so lonely in the shadows." I was fading, vision dimming, unable to process his words. Then I remembered my pocket knife, a gift from my uncle. I fumbled for it open and stabbed his side. He screamed, releasing me. I crawled away, gasping, and staggered to my feet using the boot. In the clearing, Jake stood over the wrench clown, holding a small axe I didn't know he had. The clown wasn't moving, a deep cut on his head, but no blood. The woman was up, but Liam and Tommy were gone. Jake pointed behind me. The cleaver clown was rising, no blood from my stab. I bolted toward Jake. The woman screamed, laughing, and chased me. I ran, lungs burning, knowing I was slower. Jake was ahead, checking on me. Liam, carrying Tommy, was way out front, yelling for his mom. The woman gained, screaming about the lonely shadows. I was ready to turn and fight to let the others escape, but Liam's mom's voice rang out. It gave me strength, and the clown slowed. At the oak tree, I grabbed a plank from our box and swung. The woman stopped, looking defeated, reaching out. "Come to the shadows," she wailed. "Play with us forever." She slashed wildly, then fled toward the boulder. Jake called me, and I saw Liam's mom with a shotgun. We got inside, and she patched my arm while calling the police. Officer Daniels and the Fish Creek police arrived, searched the woods, and found the dead clown but not the others. The blood and skulls were still there. After weeks of interviews, we learned Tommy was Liam's neighbor, lured into the woods and forced to sing and dance under threat. The clowns used him to trap us. The dead clown's autopsy was bizarre. His body was ancient, with foul, black blood. Daniels thought they were a crazed gang, but no one else was caught. The sighting stopped. No more missing pets, no attacks. Jake joined the Marines. Liam went to college in Milwaukee, and I worked on a ferry for years. Jake moved on, Liam buried it, but I can't stop digging. My research points to Umbra Ludus and a cult tied to Skura, maybe centuries old. Why did they talk about the shadows? Was their laughter a signal for something worse? Where did they vanish to on a peninsula? What did they want with us?